Hi, welcome. I'm Mary and I hook books. I crochet things inspired by books. I read a lot of low fantasy, science fiction, mystery thrillers, some nonfiction sprinkled in every so often. My babies are making an appearance early in this video. Which is apropos. I have been doing the Buzzword Readathon from Books and Lala the last few years. This year has not gone as well as previous years. But this month, the prompt is animals on the cover, or animal words. So instead of doing individual little animals, I'm going to be crocheting one corner to corner bunny blanket and trying to find some more good books because I have been in a bit of a slump. So come along with me as I try to read some animal themed books, crochet a cute little Easter blanket, and hopefully find some new favorites. I feel like I could write an entire thesis on the Dogs of War. This is such an amazing, multi-layered story. On the surface level, how dare you make a good boy do bad things? How dare you? How dare you? But then it also explores so many different avenues that our bioengineering could go. It also is a story about a military man that doesn't know what his life is like if he's not serving his master. So this is such a complex story. It has many different points of view, and Rex was such a good boy. But, good people may do bad things because their masters, however you interpret that, make them. And what do? A lot of people, when they're out of that situation, they have that trauma of well, how do I know I'm good? If no one is telling me what to do, how do I make my own choices? So this was amazing. Adrian Tchaikovsky is kind of hit or miss, but more hit than miss, and this was definitely 5 stars. Normally, my neighbor's car. Normally, harm to animals is my big I do not. I want to put the book down, we're done. But I think because these were anthropomorphic and it was war, it didn't feel like it was as gruesome, even though there are definitely some intense action scenes in here. But this was just so good. Okay, I feel like I am just making no progress with this vlog. I, just for this vlog, in addition to other reading, have DNF'd 5 books. I DNF'd The Annual Migration of Clouds, and this sounded so good. This is a post-climate change Canada, very similar actually to Snow Globe that I just finished. We have these isolated communities, and our main character gets accepted to this university, and she spends so much time just thinking and trying to reason out and talk to all of her friends and family about, oh, well, we don't even know if this exists. No one's ever seen it, and our community is perfectly balanced, but we'll be able to do without you. And she just, well, I can't leave my mother, and it seemed like it was gonna be so good, and I got 38% of the way in, and it was just so much talk and no action, and I just was done. I could see if I were younger, if I were still more into YA, I might actually really enjoy this. Then Green Monkey Syndrome, another one that seems like it should be right up my alley. It's very similar to, I think it's called Outbreak, that old movie. Monkeys are carrying some sort of disease. There's an outbreak on an island. There's an anthropologist who is studying this uncontacted tribe, and a scientist who is, hi baby, a scientist who is studying the monkey and the disease that they're carrying. And it gets out, and there was a little too much like noble savage type vibes. And then I just didn't feel like it was bringing anything new to the Outbreak genre. I DNF'd Komagawa Food Detectives. This, again, it seems like it would be up my alley. I studied Japanese for 4 years in high school. I have been to Japan. I love it. But this was so much description. And I love Japanese food. I love books that have to do with food. But there was so much description and no action. And I was listening to the audiobook, and it was a British narrator. And her Japanese accent was actually really good, but her English accent was really getting on my nerves. Some English or British actors have a very specific cadence that they learn is correct to do theater and voice work in, and so it makes it kind of sterile and annoying once you know that it's happening. So, no, Chaos Kitties, sorry. And then Murder, She Knit. Again, this should be right up my alley. It seems like it'll be so cute. But a lot of new authors, especially in the cozy genre, will do this thing where they over describe every little detail about this person's blue eyes and orange handbag, and they'll give like an entire backstory, and it's like, okay, well, why do I care about this person? They haven't done anything. They haven't contributed to the story yet. So if you're new to the cozy genre and you don't mind a lot of description, it did seem like it was going to be pretty cute. I have too much other stuff on my TBR to get stuck reading something that I'm just meh about. And Florida Roadkill, again, nothing happened. There was a lot of description that was just over the top, just so much we didn't need to know about, very little action, and I think it was trying to be satirical or humorous, but it was very much in the style of Christopher Moore, but not done as well. So, 5 books I have DNF'd during this vlog. 1 I finished, and I am in the middle of Kitty Cat Kill Sat, and this is good. I really like it, but it is very long, and it's kind of cozy sci-fi, so it's pretty, low stakes. She is the last guardian of the Earth and the owner of a space station and a talking cat, but like, there's nothing immediately dangerous or hazardous. It's just kind of our main character hanging out and making friends with different AIs. So I am enjoying it, but it's kind of slow and long. So I'm reading other books in between. It is cute and I'm liking it, but it has taken me like a week or so, and I'm 60-70% of the way through it. So I also worked all weekend. I picked up extra shifts at my other job. My teaching job, I am filling in for another teacher who is out sick, and I picked up extra shifts this coming weekend. So I hope this does not put me back into a slump. I hope I can find some good reads, and I hope I get some rest. I feel like I'm just behind on everything. I have been working so much, and my coworkers have all been sick. I am trying my darndest not to get whatever they've been passing around at both my jobs. So, wish me luck on that one. In good news, I found some good cozy mysteries. I was really afraid that I had read all the cozy mysteries, or like most cozy mysteries actually weren't that good, and the couple that I liked were like anomalies. But I finished Last Wool and a Testament, and our main character is having her 39th birthday the day of her grandma's funeral, and she gets pulled over on the way there. So yeah, not the best day. Her grandmother owned a yarn shop, and well, yarn and fiber arts inclusive. And she of course inherits this, but they're like, wait, did you know that like she sold your house? And they're like, wait, no, she didn't. And maybe she did. And then she can't stay in her grandma's house because they think it might have been sold, and supposedly she owes back rent. And she goes to stay with a friend of her grandmother's, and oh, what do you know? Somebody died there. And they are trying to figure out if it was murder or if it was like just an accident. And yeah, there's ghosts. So there's just this random crying ghost in her kitchen too. So this was really, I think the characters were really well done. I liked how the mystery unfolded. It got a 4.75. The ending seemed a little bit quick to me, but I say that about a lot of mysteries, honestly. They try to like wrap it up in the last 10 pages. But that's the only thing that really kept it from being a 5-star. I enjoyed this so much. So, cozy victory. I'm envious of the mental health of a man that runs around in tights with his underwear on the outside and has $1 billion. Okay, that that part probably explains most of it. I loved The Psychology of Batman. It was a really great comic book, but it was also an excellent, like, intro to psychology book. This was so amazing. 5 stars all the way.
Like gold, you got me so
Witchstone. I don't know if this is technically like YA or new adult or adult. It had like a weird middle ground vibe, but it is an epic urban fantasy. And we start with, I guess, our protagonist. He's kind of an anti-hero, and he's a demon. And of course, hell is bureaucracy. I really like that trope. And they're restructuring. So the curse that he is in charge of has to be higher on the misery and despair metrics. So they send him back to Earth to cause more misery and despair. And he meets up with the family that is cursed. And their curse is that as they age, they turn into monsters. And they're also sin eaters, which I didn't think got as much explanation or page time as it could have, but there was already so much going on in this book. But the newest, sorry, oh my goodness, we have morning zoomies, I'm sorry. So they turn into monsters as they age. So when they're young, they're attractive, and they are like compelled to mate, so that there will always be someone in this family and someone who is cursed. So our demon says, hey, why don't we try to break your curse? Because then we're like all off the hook. So they go on this epic journey, and I normally don't really like that in fantasy, but because this is low fantasy or urban fantasy, it felt more believable and palatable to my personal taste that we do go on this epic intercontinental journey. And overall, I was like, yeah, this is like a 3.25. Like, I like it, but it's nothing to like write home about. But then that conclusion, and one of my complaints a lot lately is like, yeah, it wrapped up in like the last 10 pages and it was all really quick and then we were done. This did not. This had an epic battle that, like, a lot of the time when there's too much fighting, I get lost, but this did mostly keep my attention. And the ending, like the last 10-20% of the book, really shot this up to a 4-star for me. So I think someone said this was going to be a series, and like they kind of set it up for that, but I don't know. But I would recommend Witchstone. It's a 4-star read for me.
I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. Dripping like gold, you got me so wild, I'm out of control. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen.
I started a new class today, and my chaos kitties are already, every time I sit down to film, So I started a new class today, and they are very good. I think it's going to be a very good class, and everything went fairly well. It's a lot of energy the first few days, but at least a couple times I got all their names right, so massive victory. I also finished Kitty Cat Kill Sat, and this is hard because I really liked it, even though it did take me basically all month to get through it. And I can't even really... Chaos kitties. I can't even really tell you what it was about, except a quote uplifted space cat, so an immortal talking space cat who is in command of a space station, and she gradually makes friends and finds family. And then the last couple chapters are an epic space battle. So it's a whole lot of just like cozy nothing and then epic space battle. So the character was really funny. Like, I am a cat person, and this was very cute cat humor. So if you're okay with not a whole lot happening and you do need like a comfort read or something, then Kitty Cat Kill Sat is probably good for you.
You got me so wild. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. Dripping like gold. Dripping like gold. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen.
So here is our finished project. I think it's super cute. I put a little scalloped border around it, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I am so pleasantly surprised with how slumpy I've been with how good this particular vlog went. I found 2 new series, the Haunted Fiber Arts Shop, I can't remember exactly what it's called, and Adrian Tchaikovsky's Dogs of War. I found an amazing nonfiction, and pretty much everything was pretty good. Oh, thank goodness. Bonus animal crochet content. I'm working on my make ahead stash for the next class's bingo for our pathology class. And as always, the description box will have the patterns that I used in this video, as well as the buy me a coffee if you'd like to financially support the crochet cause. Otherwise, thank you for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate if you like, subscribe, share, keep watching, and as always, take care of yourself, do something good for you, take a nap, eat a nutritious meal, get some exercise, and always keep your shoulders back, your heads up, and breathe.